I really hate talking about, I guess Carrie and I call it our night, the night I almost took my life. It feels gross to me. I really hate talking about it. That's why I was quiet probably on social media last week. But I use that week more of it's like a very clean drawn line in the sand for me of where I see two separate Chads or two separate lives. It's where everything started, right? Where I had to like really dig in because I was at my very bottom. And so now when that week comes around, like I said, last week was 5 years for Carrie and I, but now I look at it as more like a celebration because I can really see how far I've come in 5 years, and I can really see how far even Mental Joe's come in 3 years because they're really definitive dates. And the people we've come in contact with has just been crazy. For instance, we got contacted with Bobby Kennedy and got to meet Bobby at an event here in Scottsdale. And Bobby gave us the 10 minutes to talk to him and talk to him about psychedelic therapies. And he shared some intimate family stories about some folks that used it in his family to heal. And that was super cool. And with that, we built out some custom rash guards for Bobby Kennedy. And we sent a package to Gabby Reese and Laird Hamilton because I think they were going to surf in these rash guards. And here I am sending a package to these people that 5 years ago I wouldn't even think I would have their address, let alone be able to send them some swag that we created. So there's a lot of different cool things that I can look at now. And again, I call it a celebration week as opposed to this is what happened to us. So again, I hate talking about this topic a lot. It drives me nuts sometimes, but I also do know because we talk about it, how many people it's helped. And within the 3 years that Carrie and I have done this, we've started keeping an Excel spreadsheet of people that we've talked to, whether it was people we talked to on Instagram or people that we talked to via text or a Zoom call or whatever. And it's well over 200 people. And that's the side of Mental Joe people don't get to see or really hear about. Last week I was on a call with 3 different guys needing help, and I connected them to 3 different organizations, and now they're all going to a retreat. So that's when we started this. We didn't start Mental Joe for the followers and the likes. We started it knowing that we need to be an advocacy couple for these therapies. 2 very stigmatized things, psychedelics and mental health. No one wants to talk about either one of these things. But if we're talked about and we're being authentic about the approach, we're really seeing the fruit of our labor, I guess you would say, come to fruition. We had a 12-year veteran currently still active on the fire department that's known me for a while, and he finally reached out. He went and sat for ketamine, and now I get a text once a week from this guy he's telling me how much he loves me and loves Carrie and I, and thank you for sharing. But what happens there is now he's a ripple effect. And because he talks about it and the firefighters that see him differently in his firehouse, they are all now diving in, looking at setting and doing ketamine themselves because they see how much better of a human being he is. At the end of the day, I hate talking about that almost fatal night, but it's really now more of a celebration and a reflection of like how far we've come and how many lives we've touched in such a short amount of time. And then again, understanding and looking at some of the people we've come in contact with is mind-blowing. And I think that's one thing that's super important for Carrie and I is like, when we started this, we've literally had the same message and we haven't really moved from our message. Again, at the end of the day, we want to use apparel to raise awareness, start conversations, but again, as we become profitable, we want to be able to use profit for a purpose and connect with these different retreats or these ketamine clinics to write them checks for people to get these therapies because it can be expensive and insurance doesn't cover it. And so that creates a lot of out-of-pocket costs for people. So we know that there is somewhat of a hole that needs to be plugged. And so for Mental Joe, that's what we're hoping to do. We're hoping to plug those financial holes for people. But while doing this, we're building a community and awareness around a subject that not many people are aware of. And not many people are aware of how powerful these things are when done right, what they can do for people. So there's a lot of grossness in the space. I hate saying that, but there's a lot of egos. There's a lot of people that want to call themselves shamans and healers of others, and it gets really gross. Again, Carrie and I really try to hold that space of I like to look at myself as a bridge between two worlds, right? Give people some information and some ideas of what these things can do, and give them some stats and give them some articles and podcasts so they can go do their own research and really talk about our experience and how it's elevated us as a couple. But people take it to a point of, okay, when I was in the fifth realm and I saw all these entities, and it's okay, I'm not discrediting that at all. Like, I'm with you, I feel you, I hear you. But if we want this stuff to go a little bit more mainstream and people to be a little bit more acceptance of this or understanding of it, I guess you'd say, it's like we need to dial back the crazy a little bit. Like, you can't come at people and just automatically be like, hey, when I was in the fifth realm on 8 grams of mushrooms, guess what, bro? It's like, no, man, that's going to turn people off. And so that's what I mean by trying to be that bridge for people. Is I was a Montana kid. I was a say no to drugs kid. So even talking about these things made my skin kind of crawl at times. So for me, it's literally trying to hold that space for people that are not in this space. They don't understand this stuff. They hear it and they think you're a druggie, right? Oh, you're a druggie, you're doing this. And it's not at all. And in fact, I use this stuff with really big intentions. I've had retreats, I've had people offer to sit and hold medicine space for Carrie and I, and it's thank you, but I'm just not gonna do it just to do it. So when I say we do this, like, we do it mainly as a reset, like an oil change on a vehicle. It's when I was doing ketamine, when I first started ketamine, I was doing ketamine probably every other week. And then I realized, oh, now it's 30 days. Then I was like, oh, now it's 60 days. Now I'm doing ketamine once a quarter. And now I'm at a point where I probably do ketamine maybe once a year. I'm at that point where now I feel like I have the foundational tools that I didn't have before to navigate life in that aspect. Same thing. 3.5 years I've been off of any kind of SSRI or mood stabilizing medication. Prior to that, for 20 years, I was on some kind of SSRI or some kind of anti-anxiety medication, from a Paxil to a Wellbutrin to an Effexor. So for me, the same thing. Look back and go, wow, I've been off of any kind of crap for 3.5 years. This is what it means to live present. Because for so many years I was numb. It was this roller coaster life. Like, I'd have a really good section in life, I'd be rolling, wouldn't be on anything, something would happen in life. Next thing, I'm drinking too much, I'm popping pain pills, I'm on another depression or anxiety medication, and then I'd fall right back into it again. So it's really cool to see, like, I've been able to hold a strong foundation for myself for the last 3.5 years, not touch that stuff, but also give myself grace, because there's been days that have just been miserable, even weeks. But I would sit with that and try to understand it and realize, okay, it's a small setback. Instead of going, I suck, my life sucks, nothing's gonna get better, I realized in that moment in time, like, oh, like, this is part of life. Life sucks and life's great. So now I can understand that, to where before I would just go down rabbit holes and I would self-sabotage big time. Yeah, this is like an area, it's super easy. It's on the back side of the house that I like to come out and just take walks. It was one of the things I never did before, is take time to think about stuff. And now I'm take time, and you can see there isn't much out here. It's just desert. But for me, it's just coming out where it's quiet. There's no one that'll bug me, and I can really set back. And that's, like I said, when I reflect 5 years ago, I'll come out here and it's not any more of a woe's me. There's more gratitude there. I'm more grateful for the experiences and what Mental Joe has brought to our doorstep and the people that we've met. So again, it's cool to look back and then literally see in 5 years how far we've come, and how far Carrie and I have come as a couple, to where before it was super hard for her and I to even communicate. Like, we talk to couples all the time. We talk about, like, the resentment each couple has for each other, because we don't have the skill set to have hard conversations. You don't want to make the other person mad, yet you got to get this thing off your chest. And now Carrie and I just ask her a certain length of time, whether it's during the day or at night, and hey, can we download tonight? Or hey, you got 5 minutes? I need you for 5 minutes, because she's super busy with the daytime job. So we've learned to be able to slow down and check in with each other.